his Dragoon there, now moving in with Muzorlats. Also has Speedwats moving into the main, and the natural is not gonna accomplish any huge amount of damage, but definitely gonna get a full-on scout, so that's what he wants. Oh, they might actually accomplish a few drone kills with those Hydras, almost nothing to kill those. One drone goes down, another drone gonna go down. Oh, one Hydras. Oh wow, what Zealot actually goes down. Just drones being spawned around very well by Kwanro. They're preventing any huge drone losses and overall reinforcing controls. Stork also doing a good job of splitting Kwanro's attention, and Kwanro not mining a lot of gas now has to put some drones back on that. Has some actually using some drones to block off ramps to try to block off any more forward pushes by Stork. Stork meanwhile now has gotten a pretty decent economics going, has another more gateways putting down. I think that's 4 or 5 gateways at this point. Kwanro, meanwhile, he did manage to defend all of his bases though, so he didn't take any huge economic damage himself. Lost a little bit of mining time at the 2 o'clock and at the main, but overall did a pretty good job. A lot of High Templar meanwhile now on the field for Stork, so he's going to definitely use those for storms with that huge clump of Hydras everywhere waiting at the bridges. And Kwanro has to do a very good job and be very careful overall in mining. It would be a good idea for him if he could manage to pick off those High Templar with possibly Mutasks or something. Weapons 1 upgrade is now ready for Stork, so Stork might actually be thinking of moving out. Overlord speed also now ready, so we're going to see how does that advantage of that. There has been Evo Chamber out there for quite long for Kwanro, but he's not getting the upgrades so far. He might think of investing in some Carapace upgrades that would help him a lot. Robotics facility now coming up for Stork. So we will have some observers out there in case of lurkers fairly soon. Lots on Hydro Scout there. And Stork might actually be moving out now. High Templar first. They're going to start off by storming. Kwanro doing a very good job of blocking off, of dodging away. But second storm catches him very nicely though. Trying to attack those forward Zealots. But overall, Stork doing a good job there moving forward with his Zealots. Putting them in a little bit of danger. But overall, doing a good job. Now lurkers finally ready. This is what Kwanro should have done the last game. If he had lurkers in game, I believe he would have taken that no problem. Because with that one base, Stork just did not have the economics to go for observers until it would have been very, very, very late. And he didn't have observers at all in that map. Mind you, there were no lurkers, so of course he didn't build an observatory and such, but he just didn't go that route either because he just couldn't afford it. He had to get more forces out. He would have been forced to use his Archons and High Templar to try to kind of catch there. And meanwhile, Kwanro might actually be thinking of a drop. He has a large clumping Overlords getting ready, and might actually be thinking of pumping a lot of Hydrask in that. We're going to see what managed to do here. Meanwhile, now there's a Zerging there in the behind of Stroke Space, so he's going to spot things out in case of he needs. There are some lurkers there as well, so Kwanro could be thinking of a lurker / Hydra drop. But ooh, there is a probe here for Stork. He's going to spot all those Overlords, and he's going to be ready for a drop. Stork might have been thinking of taking that base, but that's not going to happen there. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. There's a Hydras there in place. So probe is going to get taken down, but now Stork is definitely going to be expecting a drop. He's going to add even more cannon inside of his natural. We're going to see whether it transfers any troops in that location as well. Some troop movement now, but Kwanro's actually is going to go ahead with his drop. There are no, some Dragoons moving into this location. They're going to spot that happening, and those Overlords are going to just attack some of these Grand Forces, going to try to just prevent that drop completely. Stork now taking the 8 o'clock base, putting down Nexus there, so Kwanro definitely needs to re-expand or do some havoc to doing some massive havoc to Stork's economy again. He did that very well early game, but now he's lost some of his pressure, and now Stork just has a large clumping of army everywhere. Kwanro just needs to do some massive engaging. Now has a drop coming in, speed upgraded, Overlords. Meanwhile, Stork now moving in on the left side. His entire army is on the left side where Kwanro's keeping him busy with those Hydras, but the drop is coming on the right side. And we're going to see whether it drops right into the main of Stork. So this could do a lot of damage. There's some cannons there to meet him. Also some High Templar there. But not much else. That one High Templar and those cannons not going to be able to completely defend this drop. Down some Zerg there as well. Some pros being pulled off the line, and Kwanro actually moving back, just dropping one single lurker and nothing else. Seeing that drop would not be just because there were enough Grand Forces there. Just overall not going to manage it. But now again, forces moving into those High Templar there. Those Dragoons going to start attacking, and those Overlords going to be forced to run back. I'm not quite sure how far back they'll be able to run. Those Dragoons catch them completely off guard. Almost another Overlord dying there, but Kwanro barely managed to damage. But Kwanro, of course, wow! Stork's forces have been moved to the right now. Kwanro's gonna respond by putting off lurkers to this side. Gonna pull off some lurkers there to block off any reinforcements from Stork, and this base is gonna be in a very bad position. And Kwanro, meanwhile, is also gonna go at the drop at the main. He's gonna go ahead and drop a bunch of Hydras. Loses one Overlord right off the bat. He's just gonna drop all in movement. Storm going off on a bunch of those Hydras, and he loses a lot of these dropped forces. And I believe actually he has been pushed off from that 8 o'clock base. I'm not sure whether he managed to take anything out there. There are lurkers and observers now in the air for Kwanro dropping even more Hydras on the left side here, but beautiful, look at those storms, oh my freaking god, look at those storms, took out over a control group of Hydras just with 2 storms, oh my god, there for Stork, has so many storms saved up and just storming their crap load. Wow, Kwanro just lost his entire ground force, he did such a beautiful ground attack on the left and the right. His drop, not very well timed. He should have thought that over, but man, he has lost so many overlords as well. I'm not quite sure what it is. He still has his overlords in the air, going to be engaged, trying to just spot those observers, but all of his ground forces get stormed, all of his lurkers, all of his Hydras. Kwanro did take out the 8 o'clock position, but now Stork is barreling in on his natural. Kwanro still has those 3 bases up to Stork's 2, and Stork has done quite a bit of damage. But overall, Stork is still in such a good position. He's going to move right into this location. There are no lurkers there in place. There should be more sunkens as well. A bunch of forces are going to be caught in the air, on the ground. Drones being pulled off the line, try to engage. Just no forces there on the ground, but Kwanro has some forces here and there, but he's going to be engaging. No sunkens there for him, which he should have had. Nothing going to happen. I'm going to see if Kwanro tries to do some sort of counter. I don't think he has any forces for that. Stork smiling again. You know he's won this game. Look at this guy. Wow, he's so happy. Oh my freaking god, how did Kwanro lose this? How did Kwanro lose the last game? How did Kwanro lose this game? He had such a huge advantage. Oh man, he took out that 8 o'clock and he should have been able to push that towards an advantage by expanding, and that's just not been turned around. Stork with just storms from the thunder god Thor himself, gifted to him, practicing storming with Jangbi, the son of the thunder god. That's who Jangbi is, the son of the thunder god, and he's just been practicing with him all day long, and now has completely crushed Kwanro here. Kwanro apparently trying to do some sort of drop. They're not going to be successful. GG, and Stork moves on to the round of 8, which he shouldn't have. Oh my god, Kwanro should have taken both of those games, and Kwanro knows it, and Stork knows it, but he will win Group G. Nothing fancy, just going to do one big formal bow towards Kwanro. Thank you for the match, and wow. Jesus! How did Stork manage that? Freaking hell. Jangbi gifting him with storms. Wow. Just oh man. So Stork and Jangbi are actually moving towards a position where they could actually be facing off against each other, and I would kill for that matchup. Stork, wow, can't get the smile off his face. You never know. Wow, I'm not going to say that Stork is out of his slump yet or anything. He has been in a somewhat of a mini slump after winning the OSL. But damn that he played well. 2 matches that he should have technically lost, he won. So kudos to you, Stork. Thanks for bringing an epic StarCraft. Too bad, Kwanro. GG, guys. Ranching out of here.